What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to some more SpockPlays. We are back in the hills of probably Japan, but it could be anywhere hilly, doing some Togue-style drifting with a first look at a pretty cool game I've been hearing some stuff about, probably not as much as it deserves, although it is a demo, to be fair. The full game, I think, comes out later this year, but this is Driftline Peaks. It definitely... It's like an arcade-styled... It kind of reminds me of Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift, or Togue Shikai, Initial Unity, any of the, I'll say the PS1 Initial D game. But, you know, stuff of that era. JDM cars, downhill drifting, and just some maps to hit. There's not a lot here yet, but the engine feels pretty smooth. And if it ends up kind of going the route of Togue Shikai, I think it could have a bright future, but we'll have to see. Togue Shikai, I've played it a few times on the channel as well. It is very much just like, it's like a Unity-built downhill Togue racer with all of, has a lot of the music from Initial D, it has a lot of the cars. If you're into that type of stuff and you're just really interested in, cat and mouse chase, downhill drifting, or just doing time attack with some drifting involved, definitely check it out. But today, we are doing the Driftline Peaks. So they got the TR86, looks awfully like a E86. We have a GT2000. I know what that is on the tip of my tongue. We got an MX-6 Coupe. Kind of looks like a Corolla or maybe a Celica. We got a EK9 Honda Civic, a Z300 NA, which is I think, supposed to be the Nissan, a Via 13S, which is a Silvia S13. We have a Roadster 2000S, which is supposed to be a S2000, an RT7, which is supposed to be an RX-7 FD. We have a BE36, which is E36 Beamer, I believe. Surabu Impala, or Impreza, sorry. Surabu Imp is what it says, but it's supposed to be a Subaru Impreza, and then some locked cars. So let's start with the good old-fashioned... Ooh, we can actually give it a... Oh, it's not a body kit. This has always been my favorite, 86 version. So they give you 3 tracks to kind of play around in. You got... it's just time attack right now. It's enabled just so you can kind of feel the engine. We have Peaks Descent, Cruising Amber, and Frontline Pass. And then you can choose night or day. We'll do nighttime. I think you could change the other settings too for rain and stuff like that, but I'm not quite sure. Anyways, you're dropped right into it. We're going to be running automatic for right now just because I've only played this a couple times just to kind of get a feel for it, and I was like, yeah, we should play it on the channel. So forgive me as I get used to the controls. It feels pretty tight though, I'll say that. You can also do this really kind of cool inside livery cam, which definitely throws my perspective off. Whenever I'm drifting, I like to have a little bit of head turn and kind of have accurate, I don't know. I will say, actually, an Initial D, the last one we played on the channel, which is the PS2 remake of, I forget exactly which arcade game. Somebody actually let me know in the comments, which I appreciated, but that game has very funny physics. The tracks, you go very, very fast, and it kind of has these weird lock-in physics. This doesn't really have that. You've definitely got really good acceleration and grip as you begin to lose traction, which is a contradiction now that I think about it. You're losing grip and you're gaining grip, but yeah, as you turn, you actually you get a lot of good angle, and it seems very much like Togue Shikai or any of the Initial D games. Drifting is oftentimes faster than grip, kind of intentionally so. It doesn't have the Ridge Racer effect, though, where you, drop the gas or tap the brake and turn really quick and you get fully locked in to a drift that's kind of predefined. That's its own fun style. That'd be a fun game to play on the channel. I actually have an original copy of Ridge Racer 7 for my PS3 that I was playing through. I was actually playing it on my wheel for a hot minute, but it doesn't play super good on wheels, in my opinion, just because it's... I think the term is in the... That was a big hit. In the arcade scene, a lot of racing or at least drifting games are They call it like full turn or something like that. I forget the exact nomenclature, but essentially it means that like whenever you turn the wheel, it just kind of like maxes out your input. Even though now I say that, I don't know if that's exactly what it does or what it means. But anyways, the point being that they're a little funny. And yeah, this does not suffer from. This feels just kind of like a cool little racing game. You can see on the side there, you get points for drifting, and then you have a time that you're going for. We actually just missed by 30 seconds. I was yapping a little too much. Yeah, let's run it back. Let's give it another shot. We'll lock in. The music in this game is phenomenal. It's like all jungle so far. Or at least... That was weird. I'm going to actually restart because I don't know why. Didn't register my input. There we go. Yeah, super, super cool, like... lo-fi 90s jungle, very, very cool, full of breakbeats and all that stuff. Trance jungle, I've talked about it. I think we were playing Airframe Ultra. Just like really makes these games feel so much of the era. I really like the dithering that they're doing as well on the image to kind of give it that old school effect. Because yeah, you can see it's like pretty, it's already a little blocky, and I can't tell if they have like the PS1 texture warping, but it might just be the light kind of bouncing off. I will say this, actually, when you get really good angle, you do actually kind of lock in, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I really like the way it handles. That's like the big thing in all of these. Ooh, almost a reverse entry. That's the big thing in a lot of these like arcade drifters is like just how does it feel, because it makes such a big difference, right? Like you can play your sims and you know, when you're playing a sim, it's very much like you want it to feel like a car does, right? You want it to have a certain amount of response, and you want like a certain amount of weight transfer, and you want, at least when you're on a wheel and stuff like that, it matters a whole bunch. But yeah, for these arcade racers, they all kind of have their own flavor, and as long as it's enjoyable, right? Like, there was a game I played, God, it was probably 3 years ago now, called Inertial Drift, which another really, really good arcade-style drifting game if you haven't played it. Really, really good music. I forget who did the soundtrack, but it was a pretty good artist. You can listen to the soundtrack on it. Oh, that's going to hurt our run. Spotify and, you know, Apple Music and all that stuff, but... Yeah, it's really, really cool the way that game works. It like the drifting in that game is very stylistic. You still get like the tail light. Oof, gosh, that's almost like, yeah. Oh, that's gonna ruin our time. You still get like the drifting tail lights when you brake, kind of like you do. Like when I'm here, right? You get those really cool initial D style tail light kind of. What do you want to call it? Tails, tail light tails. Streaks, I guess. There we go. Yeah, we just need to lock in a little bit more. Come on, come on, come on. But yeah, inertial drift, you like lock into a drift, and then all the cars have very, very different. Man, we missed by 1 second. We can do it. We just need to not hit a wall. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I did that thing again. Why are you doing that? How would? Yeah, it's like if it doesn't, if I'm just holding down the input between menus, it doesn't seem to register it as being held down still, which is understandable. But yeah, Initial Drift has like a whole bunch of different cars, and they all have very, I'm just gonna restart again, unique drifting styles, where like some of them are super sharp, some of them are really heavy, and like when you lock into a drift, you kind of can hold it like in a straight line for a long period of time. It's a cool game. It's got a little story, it's got a lot of tracks. I think I beat almost like everything in that game, like 100% in like all the hardest stuff. But definitely one of those I'll go back and play one day. The DLC is pretty cool too. It's got a really cool like Eurobeat soundtrack it came with. Anyways, yeah, so okay. So that'll be our one crash we're allowed. We got to really lock in for the rest. So yeah, with all these games, I really like this track, to be honest. Barely. Almost traded paint there. Very, very squirrely. But it does feel like an 8.6. 8.6 is pretty squirrely. Oof, that one might hurt us. But yeah. Ooh, just barely. Just barely. Just getting with it. Oh. What you're supposed to do, like, and for people, I guess, who are like Japanese, it probably comes a little more naturally. I just have played a lot of games on these types of maps that are, you know, Japanese-based downhills. You obviously want to use the mini-map if you're not familiar with the track itself. But for really big turns, you're always going to have these like stripes that are on the road right here to kind of indicate that it's a hairpin. So that's one thing you can use to kind of gauge your speed, right? Like right when that starts, you want to start braking. What's interesting about this is it really allows you to, like, you can start to build your angle pretty early, which feels really good. Like you can start your drift and the car just doesn't go completely out of control, so you don't have to like flick or anything. You can kind of just brake and push the gas into it, which for arcade racers is a lot of times the way you would want it to feel. I like that turn. You just got to nail it perfectly. But yeah, I'm not there yet on these tracks. As you can see, I'm still slamming into walls. Probably, honestly, like when you're doing downhills. Let's see. There we go. You usually, like, at least in a Assetto Corsa or I mean, you could say BeamNG. BeamNG has some Togue tracks, which are really not known for it. Man, we missed it again. All right, let's do a different track, and then we'll head back and hit that one at the end. All right, we'll do time trial. Let's try a different car too. Let's try the hot hatch. Try our EK9. We'll try Cruisin' Amber, and we'll do a daytime. We'll do a little daytime. Looks like, yeah, you can do raining or shine and stuff like that too, which is cool. Oh, I didn't register my thing. That's annoying. There we go. Got no license plate. That's how you know I'm legit. So already, I've only actually, I think, played with the 8.6. Much heavier on the EK9. Much, much heavier. More grip to the ground, which makes sense. The 8.6 is supposed to be just like a light beast. This definitely feels... I mean, this is rear-wheel drive. Actually, I say that. No, it's not. I don't think that any of the Civics are. I'm just talking on my behind. But it's got a heavy behind, to say the least, with that extra added weight at the back. So a little slower as well. I'm not sure if those times are per car. What's nice about Togue Shikai is they do a time per map. So if you're trying to either do, like, you know, leaderboard climbing, or if you're just trying to get like the I don't know if there's achievements per se. They have like a little bit of a career system. I haven't played it a ton since my last video. I kind of just go in there and pick it up. I'm kind of really waiting for it to be fully fleshed out. Although the Shikai extended scene, they still do tournaments and stuff like that, and there's a pretty healthy little community there if you're looking for something that's kind of like, if you want to get into more like arcadey style drifting. I've heard the wheel support is really good as well. My racing rig has been down for about a year, unfortunately. I've just mostly been sim racing on my PS5, playing stuff like Gran Turismo or WRC. And I'll probably pick up the new Forza, which, you know, is not really simmy, it's more simcade, but yeah, I haven't had a chance to try Togue Shikai, just because, yeah, the computer I used with is dead, and just haven't had enough time. So whenever I do want to get some laps in, I opt for something easy. Oof, that's a lot of blinking right there. All right. Yeah, I am finding this easier to control, though, just because it's a little slower. And it's a little more heavy, so just a bit better control overall. The 8.6, you definitely can get those crazy drifts. This is definitely Iro Hizaka, or something similar to Iro Hizaka, so this should be like 5 or 6 back-to-back, really nuts hairpin turns. You always know it's Iro if they let you jump, which we tried on like a million hills in the last time we played. I think it was Initial D. Yeah, it's always like fun to try and find that corner you can jump, although if you don't know it exactly, you just end up slamming into the wall. I'm definitely not entering these corners with enough speed to carry the drift, so I may honestly just want to grip it. Let's see. if I just grip it. Yeah, nah, it doesn't really work very well. I'm only in first gear. What I was saying earlier, and I kind of dropped the thought, is, yeah, you generally are going to be in, like, I mean, if it's a high, if you have, like, a high gear ratioed first gear, you can, I mean, that sounds crazy to me, but if you can go, like, 30 or 40 in your first gear, like you are right here in this game, which is, well, I mean, I think my car can go maybe 35 before I would redline. I have a Subaru BRZ. Let's see, are we going to make this time? That was pretty good. It was a little slow. I don't think we're going to make it. Oh, no. Yeah, just a little slow, unfortunately. We were 10 seconds off. Yeah, I mean, those hairpins we did not hit very well. So let's see here. We'll head on back. All right. Let's see. Can we try the S13? We'll do this again. Let's try nighttime, though. I do love me a mint S13, mint the color. Although a mint condition S13 is always a sight to behold. Where I live, every once in a while, I do see some pretty cool JDM stuff. Just due to the state being pretty lax on car laws and stuff like that. So every once in a while, I mean, just last night, I saw a RX-7 FC white, Ryosuke Takahashi's car from Initial D, like straight up. Some Red Sun representation. I've seen R32s pull up next to me. I've seen R34s. You'll see R35s kind of everywhere. I've seen R35s all over the States. I've seen... You see a lot of S2000s. That's probably the car from, like, the JDM era that I see the most. It's funny. I may have already told the story, but way back in the day, probably about 10 or 15 years ago, my one of my friends... oh, we're going to have to restart. That was bad. Well, nobody saw that. Yeah, he was really into cars. He actually worked, same thing. Yeah, that's annoying. You gotta just like make sure you get in first and then hold. He was an engineer and he ended up working at Honda. And I remember he like would go to their facility and like over the summers he worked there and then he kind of just worked remote. It was pretty cool. But he was a big car guy and it's just always nice having somebody who really knows their car stuff whenever you have, especially if you have an old car at the time. I had a very old... Oof. Yeah, we're going to restart again. We're here for a good time, not for a professional time. But yeah, oh my god. We're going to need that second. Come on, game. Yeah, that R-stick thing, getting to me. Anyways. He worked at Honda, and I remember him telling me that he would like... He was big into racing as well. He would like... There's a pretty good local circuit near my house. It's probably about 15-20 minutes away that there's a lot of drift events at, and it's a good place to learn how to drive. They don't have like a proper racetrack or anything like that, but they have enough room that they can definitely just set up cones for drift events or just like if you want to kind of like learn how to send it, you know what I mean? Like just drive your car a little bit more performance or sporty wise. They offer classes there too. So I used to go over there and drive, and yeah, just having an old Corolla that was constantly breaking. He helped me replace my water pump. He helped me fix my brakes. He helped me fix my, I mean, I did the spark plugs pretty straightforward. We redid all sorts of parts. He was just a really handy guy. So building up the story, right? One day he's like telling me, he's like, yo, I've been like, really want to get a new car, like in addition to his, because he had a Civic Si that he just like beat the crap out of, and that was like kind of his like little racing car, but he wanted something like iconic. And so I remember he left for a week and then he came back and he had an S2000 that he drove from Washington all the way back down to where we live. And I was like, dude, holy crap, oh my god, we're never gonna make it. Oh man, we're done, we're so done. Here, we'll just head to the next track, and then we'll start hitting those time attacks a little harder. trying to give you the good... I actually really do like the way that feels, but we'll do the S2000 story. I mean, it's almost done. We'll do it in daytime. A little easier to see. But yeah, I just remember I never... At that time, I had seen S2000s around, and I wasn't super familiar with, like, JDM culture like I am now. It's funny you get, like, 220 points just for burning out at the start. It doesn't really feel like a drift. It's just some traction loss. Anyways, I just remember that night, he, you know, really wanted to show me, like, you know, let the car open and stuff like that. So we take it out, and we're driving behind. There's, like, these back streets that have these, like, really kind of open turns behind our college at the time. And, ooh, I like it. I like the way this one feels. Definitely lighter. Definitely, like, faster, too, which is nice. There we go. Just clip that. A little rally style. And, yeah, just, like, him turning the corner, and, I mean, just flooring it. And, I mean, I had never been, like, you know, I had never jumped into a car at that point with somebody who was, like, regularly racing, and also, you know, being a couple of boys, just kind of going crazy, you know, in a car. Like, definitely, I mean, it was late at night, there was nobody out there, but him just drifting through, like, all these lights, because there's nobody out there where we were. And me just not being ready for that at all and freaking out, and him just, like, maniacally laughing. And then I just remember we pulled in. I was like, bro, you need to tell me before you do that stuff again, or I'm never getting in a car with you. Although it was kind of sick at the same time. I was just freaking out because I never felt, you know, even just going like 45 sideways is a crazy experience if, you know, you're not expecting. I was expecting him just, you know, maybe like floor it once or twice. But it's just so funny because then look at the car and he's like, yeah, I really need to install a roll cage in this. And I was like, yeah, dude, that. And then sure enough, next week he got a roll cage because he was afraid he was going to flip the car. But he was fine and installs the car and works like Google or something now. But I just always remember that as my S2000 being like, man, I never want that car. But now I do want that car. I got into cars a lot later in life. It was really only about 7 or 8 years ago I started to like, because I always had Civics. Well, I guess that's not true. I had a Corolla. That was my first car. That was pretty good, but just, you know, it had its problems. Oof. Did not see that there. That's rude. But yeah, I got a, what's it, FK11? I had the Gundam looking hatchback. And man, I loved that car. I ended up selling it to my father-in-law, so I do still see it every once in a while. But man, it was like after I started getting into cars, I was like, wow. I never really like took into account, oof, geez, how cars have body roll, what feeling low to the ground looks like, you know, what suspension feels like, the difference between front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. And then all these factors as I got really into sim racing and really into sim drifting and, you know, watching motorsport and all that stuff. I really began to appreciate that, like, I kind of had just, you know, picked a Civic for reliability, not realizing that it's also, like, you know, just a really good car. Like, the Type R is an incredible car that's using the same chassis, and I'm just a little bit tuned engine. Okay, we crushed that one. Right? Yeah, I think we got the time on that one. I think we did. Well, let's show it. That was really good. We'll try the FD next. Best lap, 229. No, 339. Yeah, I think that's what we wanted, right? I'm just popping in to see. 339.54. I think that was our time. So yeah, I think we finally did it. Very nice. Well, then we might be able to get another car, no? Under 3. Oh, no, wait. Peak lines. 255 is a fast time. That looks like a Porsche to me. That looks like a Lamborghini to me, or Ferrari. And that looks like an R34. So yeah, I would love to get the R34. What else do we got? Pretty high-end power. Yeah, so definitely the faster cars help. We'll try out the FD. And then, let me see. It said we wanted to get the R34. We got to do 3 minutes cruising amber. that is going to be tough. I don't know if when we're already 45 seconds off the time, we're going to have to absolutely send it to try and get that. Oh, no. Did it to me again, doing me dirty. There we go. But yeah, the whole world of cars opened to me after that point, and then I was like, man, I got really into driving stick sim. I drove the stick a few times in the past, but never like, as a daily. And then I just really began to enjoy like just the feeling of the road, and ended up getting my BRZ, and yeah, just oof, that's not gonna be good if we're gonna try and get that 3-minute time. And that's pretty much the story. You know what I mean? I feel like I've told it multiple times, but it's a fun world. It's fun to have hobbies, especially in a lot of different spaces. Looking at this FD, though. Feels pretty good. It's definitely fast. It's the, what is it? Keisuke Takahashi's. Oh, God, that corner is not good. We'll continue the lap just to see how fast we can get down the mountain, but I have a feeling in order to get that time, you really have to be flying down these. Which is cool. They gave you some hard challenges for the demo, because the demo is just kind of this. So you can, like, get a feel for the engine. Excited to see how many tracks they put in. Oh, not a good time either. Yeah, but with the real Keisuke FD, it would have the carbon fiber hood. Although it doesn't really get that until, I think, Season 4, Season 5. Oh, man. So much lore. Oof. I don't know if that counts. That was a pretty rough entry. Yeah, I think I've talked about it as well. I don't have to keep track of everything to talk about when we do a lot of talking, but I was going through, because I watched Initial D as a kid a little bit, and then I finished it probably about the same time I started getting into cars. I went back and watched it, and you got like the same thing it did to like all sorts of, guys and gals back in the early 2000s and 90s when it came out. That's about as bad as it gets. But yeah, recently, I think 2 years ago, we went. Season 3 is just a movie. It's a pretty good movie actually. That ties up a lot of loose ends lore-wise. If you haven't seen it. Then we watched Season 4, and then we started to watch Season 5. Me and my fiance, because she actually really likes the show as well. And yeah, we have like 3 or 4 episodes left. The thing is like it's still good, right? And it's about Project D, and that's about all I'll say about it. So, oof, not good. If you want to go watch it, it's still there for you. But yeah, I think there's a couple of seasons, maybe a couple of movies after that. But the real core Initial D to most people, I think, is seasons 1 and 2, and then I like season 4. I think it adds a lot. But season 5 just feels like very much them kind of like almost not really a shonen direction, but it just feels like an extension of season 4 with like upgraded graphics and stuff like that. Still haven't watched MF Ghost. It's on my hit list of animes I want to watch, but yeah, honestly, now I think about it, I did just finish up. I just finished up Sandland, which I think I have mentioned as well. It's like Akira Toriyama, very much in the Dragon Ball style. Kind of a short anime. I watched the dub on Hulu. It's pretty good. It's about 13, 14 episodes. Just very much feels like a different universe with kind of like the Dragon Quest-y Dragon Ball art style. Yeah, 3 minutes is well, we might be able to do it actually, because we just cut that down by 26 seconds. So yeah, let's give that another pass. Let's see. What's the best one here? The Subaru. This is a little faster, and we'll try it. This one's the Beamer's pretty balanced. We'll try the Beamer. We'll try the Beamer. Okay, let's get the red going. But yeah, just accelerate. Almost did it to me again. I also finished recently. Oof, that's not gonna work. We gotta be fast. We gotta be a fast boy. Man, it is slipping my mind. I've watched a lot of actually like kind of one-off things. Like I watched the Blame movie. If you ever read Blame, really good Really good, kind of like cyberpunk, dystopia, mega structure manga. There's like a movie based off the anime. And some other stuff. And so now I am, yeah. Actually, that could have been worse. Although this is the wrong track, now that I'm saying that. This is not the track we're doing, but it's okay. We'll hit it anyway, see how we do, because we haven't cleared this one yet. Ooh, yeah, nice and slidey. Nice and slidey. It's definitely a faster way to achieve that, but we'll take that. We'll take our dubs. Locking in there. Yeah, quite a few. This almost feels like Akina, to be honest. Doesn't have like the kind of like really big open downhill section that Akina does, but seems inspired by Hakone. Ooh, to say the least. We're just gonna do one of these and just snake our way through. The beamer actually feels really good as well. Oh man, but yeah, might be able to slip it to Memphis. I just started Sakamoto Days. Which a lot of people have recommended to me, and it's very, very good so far. If you haven't heard of it, it's like about a retired assassin, and it's who's like in the world of assassinating and hitman and all that stuff are trying to draw him back in, but he really wants to stay a family man. It's very, very funny. It's got some cool action too. Ugh, that's kind of like the key anime tropes for me, is like funny and good action. Oh, the other thing I watched again, I remember, is Dragon Ball Daima. So yeah, a little bit of a Toriyama kick. Dragon Ball Daima, also a phenomenal recent Dragon Ball entry. Very, very good. I really enjoyed it. Woo! There we go. I'm looking forward to, actually just bought my tickets for it, the Hathaway 2 global release here in America, if you're a Gundam fan. I enjoyed the Hathaway 1 movie way more than I thought I was, because I'm not really a big fan of Bright. I'm sorry, actually I like Bright of Hathaway. Mostly because of the stuff that happens in Char's counterattack. I'll leave it there. If you know, you know. All right, so 205. That's a tough time. Let's try the all-wheel drive. Let's do Cruise and Amber again. I don't know if we're gonna be at those times. You got to be a Driftline Peaks Pro, it feels like, to really hit these times. But yeah, heavier than I expected. I mean, this is much more power sliding. If you're all-wheel drive, you're power sliding through corners more than you're drifting. And yeah, they actually have modeled it pretty good because you're not really drifting. Let me start this. Yeah, so gosh, it almost gets me every time. If you're watching this, devs, patch that. Make it so that it recognizes held down button inputs through like menu changes. Oof, yeah, this is a grip car, that is for sure. Oof, oof, very, very grippy. Oh, yeah, Sakamoto Days is the current one, but Hathaway 2 looks really, really good. Yeah, it took a really long time to come to the US. I know it came out, I think, in December or January in Japan. But one of my buddies texted me the other day, and like I had been kind of keeping an eye on when it was going to be available, or like in theaters. So we're pretty hyped for that. Hathaway 1's pretty good. Definitely liked it more than I expected, as I said. I want to say it's my favorite Gundam movie. There's a lot of really strong contenders, I think, in that spot. You're competing with stuff like Thunderbolt and Endless Waltz, which is really good. But Hathaway is pretty good, if I'm being honest. There's a narrative, and there's a ton of Gundam movies if you're trying to follow the lore accurately. That's a whole other hobby in itself. But yeah, looking forward to that. Definitely. Oof, gosh, no. Definitely let me know if you end up going to see it in theaters too. I want to do some more Gundam stuff on the channel. I just, oh god, this time's gonna be abysmal. We just gotta get used to this car. That's the nature of this one. Yeah, I think I like the Beamer. I think I could go a lot faster with the Beamer. This one, oh god, yeah, just gripping up like crazy. But for Gundam stuff on the channel, I think the only thing we really played, and we blabbed quite a bit about Gundam in it, was Gundam Battle Assault 2, which, man, that's great. It's funny, since I posted that video, people had reached out to me and been like, hey, you know, there's still like a really active scene. I don't know if it's on Fightcade or they're just using like Hamachi, but there's actually a pretty healthy little scene, the Discord, if you want to go play some, you know, quote-unquote competitive Gundam Battle Assault 2. It's very, very cool to see that game still healthy and alive. After I had no idea. I just assumed that, you know, it's a game constrained to the PS1, but a lot of people seem to like it. I wouldn't say it's the hardest fighter in the world. Here we go. Yeah. I don't really get how you're supposed to effectively use this car. Unless if I just try and do like real grip, I just don't get enough. Yeah, I just don't get enough speed. It doesn't carry enough speed through the corners, so you do still kind of have to power slide it. But you gotta like slam on it to get that angle that you want. Ugh. I was thinking, I just need to, I would have to record it for my PS5, which I've been meaning to do some stuff like that, but, you know, it's always time. What's it called? Mobile Suit Gundam versus Maxi Boost on Extreme, I think is the name of it, is a really fun game that I could definitely do a holodeck hour of. We could also just, you know, run through. I don't know if like a full playthrough of something like, you know, Encounters in Space or Journey to Jabro, or Federation versus Xeon is all that interesting. I beat Federation versus Xeon a few years ago. Great game. A little repetitive. It gets kind of hard towards the end, but just a really, really fun kind of like, you know, drop in some missions, run through the whole UC, what is it, UC 80, UC 78 timeline, and redo all those battles and stuff like that. Yeah, 255 seems very out of reach, if I'm being honest. That's what it said, right? Cruising everything. That's 3 minutes. All right, let's try. I see 1,000 felt good, but I think our best bet is, I think it's the RX-7 is the fastest. We'll do nighttime again. And then we'll hit a couple of the other tracks. But yeah, I could do this all day, man. Just little arcade racing, little drifting. I don't know. There's something about it. I've always been a big fan of Time Attack. Yeah, I will say this. The nighttime mode is definitely harder, just because the dithering effect makes it hard to tell depth. So our probably would be better off doing it at daytime. But you don't get the cool taillights when you're drifting. Let's switch to day. Let's try and get this. We can get this bag. All right, and then wait, it has a tier. Oh, interesting. I never even noticed that. That's interesting. So cruising with Amber. We'll do daytime. It would be cool to do the uphill too. Uphills are interesting, right? Like, just a different set of skills. You're still doing some drifting, but you just lose so much momentum going up hills. Yeah. I'm also surprised that this game, you don't need it because of the way that the braking mechanics work, but there's really only 4 buttons, right? There's a downshift button, which I'm not using because I'm in automatic, although it does let you downshift. Like I can downshift right there. With the bumpers, if you're playing on controller, and then there's brake and gas, and then I think there's a look behind, and then there's just the first-person mode. So, yeah, I'm surprised there's no e-brake, although like I said, you don't really need it. Man, we are in the struggle bus. You just really have to keep your speed. It's like Bunta always says, you know, you just gotta, it's a lot with the light cars, you just want to keep them like topped out. Just going as fast as you can. You don't want to let that speed drop, and you just kind of carry that momentum all the way to the bottom. Yeah, I like the way that I don't know, this may or may not have a turbo in it. If they are, it's not, I don't know if it's modeled like a turbo or you get, you know, kind of like a boost at a certain RPM and stuff like that. I doubt it. It feels like it's kind of just linear acceleration. But there's so much you can do with these games. I'm also curious if there's going to be like customizing, or is it just going to be kind of pick your car, drive your car, hit the tracks, stuff like that. Ooh, man. Getting murked. It would be cool. I haven't even looked into it either. Now I know that it's like these kind of aggressive. Ooh, no, gosh. These aggressive time attack times. I'd love to watch a video of somebody just like absolutely crushing it in this game, I'm sure. people who play a bit more arcadey racing games than I probably have already unlocked what it has. Oof. Yep, not how you do Eero. Definitely not how you do Eero. Yeah, I'm like trying to flick, but I'm just not getting enough. Not getting enough. You can't really like brake traction to the right and then do it the way you want to. You can a little bit, but you don't get that nice like flicking motion where you get the weight transfer. But when you hit the drifts, they feel really, really good. These were better. Nailed most of those. But I think we lost just way too much time at the top there. Way too much time. I've always loved... Oof. We'll take that bounce. Yeah, you get a little bit of punishment there with just your acceleration, as one would expect. But yeah, I've always loved watching, like, Assetto Corsa, like, downhill, like, just going through, like, the different initial D maps and, like, just watching people absolutely tear it up with times. I actually, for a while, was recording, like, my own time attack videos and posting them to a different channel, but... Oh, man. It's really fun to, like, record racing stuff like this, but when you're just trying to get a lap in, right, when you're... And, like, for me, I'm not there yet. We did beat our time, though, which is pretty interesting. I think we could actually get that time. But let's do... We know that's the car for us. Let's do another... We'll do another frontline pass. We're going to keep it daytime for now. Just so we don't continue to get bodied by the lights. But yeah, very, very interested to see what the final product of this looks like. Like, there's a couple other, like, Old School Rally is one I've been wanting to pick up that looks pretty cool. There's a Parking Garage. You know, rally racing or something like that. Which also looks really cool. The other thing about that game is it's only 8 tracks, and it's very much just like it's very much in the style of Sega Rally for the Sega Saturn and later titles. But yeah, I just know I would like beat the 8 tracks and then I would just be done with it. I find when I'm recording, I actually like get a lot more locked in on just like trying to get nice times. Oh god. But we're gonna do it just barely, just barely, just barely. I like this tunnel here too. Yeah, just very interested to see what the full game entails for this. Oof. Big. Caught it barely there just at the end, but it definitely could have been a little cleaner. I'll say I'm also, you know, I'm not really a big Forza guy. I liked Forza 7. Forza 8, I struggled with mightily. It was on Game Pass, and I don't do Game Pass anymore, but when it came out, I had it. And, oh, yeah, just way too much speed going down those hills. The downhill descent, you just don't brake as... Probably should also have been braking straight instead of at an angle, to be fair. Even there, like, yeah, just I'm overestimating how much braking power I have. I just need to brake a little earlier and start the drift a little earlier. But, yeah, Forza 8 I did not like. It ran very, very poorly on my wheel. I don't know if they've patched it since, and it also ran really, really... It just wasn't optimized super well. We're getting crushed by this track. So I played it a decent amount, but I just couldn't get into it. Forza Horizon 5, I played a good amount. I did enjoy, but never. I just played it through Game Pass and probably put like 20, 30 hours into it and was like, okay, this corner always gets us too, and just need to pay more attention to the mini-map. But yeah, Forza Horizon 6, I might end up getting, because it's going to be on PlayStation, and it's all like in Japan. So, looks like it's going to be a pretty fun bop. The last one being in like the jungles and stuff like that was cool, but I think just, you know, going Forza Japan mode is going to definitely attract a lot of people like me who are, you know, into that particular style and scene. So yeah, I think it comes out in a few weeks. Maybe we'll do some just driving around and playing that when it comes out. I feel like, oof, God, there's probably going to be a million people, you know, streaming and playing that, so it won't be necessarily unique footage, but I can be here in your ear just doing some yapping if you're about it. All right, 313. I think this is the one that we need to do a 255 for, right? Yeah, 255. We can. Let's try and get the Lambo. Maybe we can do that. We'll give us a couple more shots. We're gonna run the Beamer again. Peaks Descent. We got to get 13. We basically just got to hit no walls. Got to just have a nice clean run. Oh man, I'll say also, at least for editing purposes, there's going to be some editing fun that I'm going to have to do. I'm noticing now as I'm playing through, just the way that it loads between screens is kind of a pain in the butt. That's not going to work. But I like that at least the music doesn't seem copyrighted. They only have a few tracks, so I'm guessing that they actually had them, made for the game. The problem with Togue Shikai, and I haven't really tried uploading it with the music, but a lot of the songs are like just Marco Polo and stuff like that, so I can't see how that you'd be able to get around copyright with that. Yeah, the FD I will say is faster. It's definitely a faster car, which helps a lot. But you get really nice drifts with this guy, though it is a little heavier. And that's probably going to eat our time up. I'm guessing we can afford one little hiccup, and then the rest you just have to have a very clean lap. The way that this car, the weight swings too, when you get the... I like that. Oh, God. When you do get, like, a good momentum, like, yeah, right there, I just lost, like, 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah, like, when you start to really pull the slide, this car, definitely, the rear-wheel drive helps a lot with it, because you get so much acceleration. I wonder if I can clip that. I might be able to. That might help. Oh, man. I'm just getting murdered by these times. At least they're short maps, so. Togue Shikai has such a great map pool now, especially with like the modded community and all that stuff. The maps, though, they definitely are. There's a whole bunch of different ones that range in time and difficulty. So yeah, that's a fun game just to grind to, though. If you really just feel like you just have a few minutes, you want to like a little session game. Play, just run maybe 4 or 5 downhills, throw on some Eurobeat, as one does. Oh, God, that was bad. I mean, we were only 13 seconds off this time. Feels like it should be possible. I love this corner. Love that corner, especially when we nail it. Oh, I mean, yeah, I just don't have enough height in this car. I don't know the track's well enough. Definitely need to be looking at the mini-map more. I end up driving more grip like this. That's the problem, because I like when I'm drifting that I get a little bit of head bob, or a little head follow for the turns that are upcoming and stuff. An even slower time. Let's give it one more shot. Maybe we'll try it. Maybe first person is for us. But we're going to do it in the RX-7. And then we'll do a couple more laps of snowy map. That map definitely reminds me of a Initial D map. That reminds me very much of like the map that Takumi is racing in Battle Stage 3 or whatever the third season / movie of Initial D is called. Very cool scene. Although what's going on is not very cool. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think first person works for me. It's weird. Usually I'm pretty good in first person, but not when I'm drifting. Yeah, I just don't have the spacing mentally to do it. All right, running it back. We're gonna do it third person, one last try, and then we're gonna hit a couple on the Frostline Peaks just to give everybody a little bit of taste. Maybe we'll try a different car too. I don't know if we're gonna get those really aggressive times. I don't think I'm quite there yet. Maybe on the full release. When the full release comes out, I'll probably pick this up and we'll do some videos on the channel because it's right in my alley. Yeah, it's funny. This channel is just such a mix of things. Oh, that corner. At least we didn't slap. There we go. It's a mix of racing, retro, Gundam, and roguelikes and all sorts of stuff, but just all my interests. I do like that, where you can kind of like turn it and you can keep your sideways momentum a bit if you adjust it. Oof, that's going to hurt us. There's no way that's going to make it past. But maybe if we send it. I always like to think, like, if you get a big crash, just like, you know, at that point you go all the way. You just absolutely floor it, and then you have to, you know, make up the time. And then if you're able to do it like that, you can come back and try and apply that without the crash. It's always my strategy for time attacking. If I, yeah, just so you don't reset as much. All right, pretty good. Yeah, cars feel good though. I don't know if some of them I'm not crazy about. I don't know about the EK9 and the Impreza, but they very much feel like grip cars that I'm just not understanding how to drive grip, because especially when you have something like this, right, where you can just completely send it and throw the car sideways and maintain good angle and drift, it just feels like a disadvantage. Oof, did not get that corner the way we wanted to in any means, in any world. Oh, God. Yeah, now it's not my favorite corner anymore. I thought we almost had it there for a second, but no, that would be crazy. I think we have 2 more corners. Yeah, no, it's going to be a slow one. And there she is, yeah. Yeah, 2:13 time was actually a pretty good one to throw down. Oh, well. Let's do a couple more. I'll try a couple of the other cars, too. Let's see. Let's try the, try this. Might be an Integra, actually. We'll do nighttime just for the thrill of it. Ooh, this is feeling pretty stiff too. This might be another grip car. Feels heavy, but it maintains its direction pretty good, and actually has a pretty good slip angle is not too bad. Oof, but the braking is pretty tough in this car. Yeah, this is going to be a tough boy. Yeah, definitely feels... I didn't look to see if it was all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, but it is a very heavy car comparatively. Oof. I'm flooring it there, and we're just stuck in first. And downshifting's not even going to help me. Okay, that was a good guess on my part of when the corner was coming. I couldn't really see it, but yeah, you just don't come out of these corners fast enough for this to be a competitive time in my eyes. Ugh. Yeah, like when you do get your grip back, it turns pretty quick, but man, the acceleration on this is definitely qualifying as no bueno, if I do say so myself. Got our tunnel, our channel. This reminds me of Racing Lagoon, when you're racing on the Wangan. Oh man, if there's one game I wish I would have recorded, although it took me so many years to beat that game. See, like right there, the grip came in, but yeah, you just lose so much speed. Yeah, man, Racing Lagoon, I think about that game all the time. That's one of those that I'll play again in like 10 years and just, God. I would love to get a copy of it physically, although I played it with the English patch that came out 20-something years after the fact. And yeah, you have to play it with an English patch if you're not a Japanese native speaker, just because like the story's so good and so weird and so interesting, and the translation was so faithful to like the spirit of the game. Oof. Yikes. Yeah, we are on the struggle bus with this car. Gonna chalk this one up to do not drive again. Who knows? What do I know? Maybe this is some people's favorite car. For me, it's just like, if these times are static across all car types, like if this had a time that was specific to this car, I think it's fine, because then you're racing against it. But when you're just trying to go for a static time, you kind of have to pick the best handling, most performant car that's going to give you the best times. That's just the nature of the world, you know what I mean? Watch me get like the fastest time I've gone with this car, and I'm just like completely have to shut up. Oof, not with a crash like that. Yeah, that's like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Yeah, that's a lot. And then like, yeah, just on these uphills, you just aren't getting the acceleration you want. Oh, our favorite corner. Although we kind of skimmed it, so it could have been worse. Oof. I love these songs though. There's only I think one for each stage, but they're very, very cool. Oh god, yeah, I feel like I'm freaking driving just like out on the street. This is like how I drive without all the crashing, but definitely the speed. Slow goes it. Yeah, I mean, look how far we're already over the record time. I don't even think we're, oof. Yeah, we're gonna be like 30 seconds down for sure. Undoubtedly. No. Oh my god, we're gonna be like a minute over? That's crazy. That's just... oh god. Oh god. Yeah, we're gonna be like a minute over in this car. Okay, whatever you are, Corolla. I don't think this is an Integra. It's a weird feeling Integra. I don't think it's a Celica either. Yeah, so 47 seconds over. Not my best. Definitely not my best. Let's do one more. What haven't we done? We haven't done the Z300. We haven't done this thing. It's gonna be slow. Try the Z300. Is it Z300 or Z3? Yeah, Z300 naturally aspirated. Do a daytime here. These are cool cars. I've seen a few of them in person. I had a friend that owned one. A little unreliable, but I don't know. For me, like Nissans, I love the Silvias. I love the Skylines. I was never a big Z guy. There's a lot of really cool ones out there. Don't get me wrong. Like 350Zs, 370Zs, you can do a lot of really cool stuff with them, and they're really cheap cars to get kind of into. You know, if you want to do performance stuff with, I think that's like where they're best suited. Is if, like you're trying to have some fun with your car, you don't want to break the bank, and you want like good aftermarket support. You can definitely do that with a 350Z, especially. So yeah, this one's a little better. It has really good pickup when you come out of corners. Yeah, there we probably could have drifted a little harder. I kind of slammed on the brakes there. Yeah, so let's see if we... This one, it does feel like they have torque curves modeled, because it's definitely accelerating at certain ranges better than others, which lends itself to being in a manual. Because that way you can rev match and kind of keep it in the right range to get maximum acceleration. Alright, here... Yeah, so usually we screw that corner up there. We just went slow through it, but probably still faster than slamming in the wall. The brakes on this feel pretty good, I'll say that. And then when you're going really fast, I mean, third gear, 100 miles an hour, I just don't think that's true. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I've never driven one of these at this speed, but that seems like a very high-tuned gear ratio. That was only 3 gears, so okay, that's interesting. I did not realize that, so it's actually not modeling a proper H-box shifter. It just kind of has like arbitrary ranges. I guess that kind of works, although I rather have multiple gears. I mean, that's just me, right? Like I feel the more range, but you definitely get really good acceleration. Yeah, now that explains why first, second, and third you're going so fast in those gears. I mean, my car, man, if I were going 60 miles an hour in third gear, my car would be screaming. Oof, that's gonna hurt our time. Now there's gonna be a competitive time. Oh man, cool map though. Cool game, dig the music. Happy to hear more of the soundtrack. Cars all feel different in their own ways. I would like to see, yeah, this is the corner we don't like. And I knew it was coming too, and I still smacked it with my tail. I just gotta do it, I guess. I'd like to see, yeah, car-specific times for roads. That way it feels a little bit more tailored to the experience. I'm curious if there's going to be like a campaign mode. Right now it looks like it's just going to be variations of time attack and like a little bit of multiplayer stuff like that. Always good to add more cars. I'm assuming there's going to be a ton more tracks. And yeah, I would be interested to see if you can customize the car beyond just the color. Not that that's a deal breaker for me. Like, you know, there's a lot of games where you can and cannot do that. But it's a nice touch, to say the least. So yeah, a better time than what we did with, oh god. Not by much, though. Yeah, it seems like the FD and the Beamer really shine out in demo for me. Those are the winners. Oh, 321. But yeah, y'all, that's Driftline Peaks. Right now, the demo's out on Steam for free. Check it out. You can just do time trials. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be player versus CPU, a traffic challenge, and then practice. And yeah, some cool cars that all feel pretty different, to say the least. Yeah, I gotta look up what this is. MX-6 Coupe. I don't know. It looks like a Corolla to me. But yeah, we're gonna call it here, y'all. As always, if you enjoyed today's content, commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing the video, interacting with it, all that good stuff helps the algorithm a great deal, and I appreciate it as well. This has been SpockPlays, checking out the demo of Driftline Peaks. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you next time.